Hello everyone and welcome to my first ever vlog. So on this client I'm just gonna be using my Embryolisse cream, which is just to hydrate the skin and also prep it before I apply foundation, and I find this really good. This cream is absolutely amazing. I'm using the Kiko wipes, which is just to scrub a little bit of any sort of dryness and chipped lip, and I'm using Vaseline to hydrate her lips. Next up, I'm using my Pore Professional by Benefit, which is really good primer for oily skin. And as my client has an oily T-zone, I will be applying it just on the nose, on the cheeks, and a little bit on the forehead, as well as under the nose. And I am going to bring it out a little bit wider out on the cheeks and the forehead, as this is a red carpet event and I do want the oil control to be under control. So basically that's what I'm doing right now. And next up, I'm using my Kiko Artic highlighting stick, and I can say I'm loving the beauty of it. I think this was a limited edition, so I'm not still sure if they might have it, but it's an amazing definite highlighter to use. As you can see, this is going to give it a beautiful glowy skin to my client under her foundation. Now that I've finished with the highlighter, I'm just going to go in with my Fit Me Maybelline Concealer in number 20. And I'm just applying that all over her eyelids. Now, as you all know, I usually use my Flawless No.4 Revolution palette, and I do set the eyelids with the neutral shadow just to make everything stay in place. To start off this beautiful smoky glamorous look, I'm going to be using my Illamasque Gel Eyeliner, and I'm just going to be applying that on the eyelids, and then I'm just going to be blending it out with my small eye shading brush. To create the intensity of this beautiful eye look, I'm going to be using my Morphe 35M palette, and I'm just using the Black Magic eyeshadow, and I'm applying it all over the client's lids, making sure that I do not go higher than her natural crease, as this will help me to have that intensity exactly where I want it to be, and also it makes it easier to then blend out with my small eye shading brush to make it look all nice and seamless. So here I'm just going to be using a little bit more of my Illamasque gel liner, and I'm just applying it along the lash line just to make a little bit more intensity, and then smoking it all out again the same way, the same steps. I'm now using the Collection Eye Palette, which I do find really handy. This one is in powder and it also comes with like a little gel, so it is really amazing, and I do find that for the price it's quite good for the quality you get. I'm using the mid shade, so you do get 3 shades. One is lighter, one is medium, and one is quite dark. And I'm just filling out very gently the client's eyebrows, as I don't want it to look too harsh or too overpowering, as her eyebrows are naturally beautiful as they are, and they are also quite intense. To make the edges all nice and seamless around the eyebrows and the eyeshadow, I'm just applying a little bit of the same Fit Me Concealer and just making sure that everything is nice and clean under the eyebrow. So for foundation, I'm using the Caramel 10 in Stilla and the Fair number 2, and I'm just going to mix the two together just to make the perfect shade for this client. I can say I do love the Stilla foundation because it sits and blends so beautifully on the skin, and it can be as light as you want it to be, or it's quite buildable. So I do love the texture. I mean, it's a really good foundation. While I'm using my staply brush to blend in the foundation, I also use my damp beauty blender and I just sprayed it with my MAC Fix Plus just to make sure that everything sinks in nicely into the skin and makes it look more flawless and blended. Using the same concealer, I'm just applying it under the client's eyes, and I'm slowly applying it as well in a light coverage along the nose. I'm also going to be applying it in the middle of the forehead, a little bit on the bridge of the nose, a little bit on the chin, and a little bit above the lip line. This is just to cover any darkness or any imperfections, just to make sure that it brings a little dimension to the foundation. Now I'm just setting the under eye and where I highlighted first, as this tends to crease quite quickly, so it is best to make sure that you do cover these points before covering the rest of the face. And I'm using my Laura Mercier setting powder. I'm just dabbing in the powder all over the face with obviously a big brush. And I'm now using my Hoola by Benefit. I absolutely love this because this is great for bronzing, great for contouring. So I'm doing a little bit of contour on the client's skin. Following the same steps which I used previously on the upper eyelid, I'm just using the gel liner and then the same Black Magic eyeshadow just to smoke out along the waterline, and then I'm using my Revolution palette, just the white shimmer eyeshadow just in the corners of her eyes. I've also applied the gel liner along her waterline as well, just to make sure that I bring out more intensity to this look. Next up, I'm using my E.l.f Light palette with my blushes, and I'm just using the bottom corner, which looks slightly shimmery pinky shade, which is on the right hand side of the palette. And I'm just applying that on the apples of the cheeks and then blending it a bit higher towards the cheekbones, just going over the contour as well and blending it all together. Now I'm just baking a little bit more just under the client's cheekbones, just making sure that everything looks perfect and the contour will look much more nicer after that. As you can see, it's more emphasized and it looks much more prettier. And I'm using my Hyper Glow MAC highlighter, and I'm going to be using the middle one. I am completely in love. I love highlighting. I think that's my favorite part to do actually. And I'm just bringing it just on the highest points of the cheekbone and then bringing it just below the eyebrow, so on the brow bone as well. It's sort of like a side triangle that I'm doing, and I'm applying a little bit along the bridge of the nose, a little bit on the cupid's bow, and a little bit on the forehead, as well as a little bit on the chin, as this will bring a beautiful glow to the skin. So we've already applied a little bit of the Soap&Glory Thick and Fast Mascara, as well as lashes by E.l.f, which I will be linking down below what number they were. And I'm also outlining the natural lip line of the client's lips with my Nina Best. I love this pencil, and I'm also using Barrymore lipstick, and this is the finished look. Please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe, and if you would like me to do a little bit more vlogs like this, let me know in the link down below.